D-Lo 404 Boxing. Alright y'all, I was just responding to a comment on one of my previous videos, and it got me to thinking about something. Actually the comment was left by Pay Me No Mind. Shout out to him. If y'all hadn't subscribed, go over there and check his channel out. But what I got to thinking about, he was actually saying that Keith Thurman kind of has a claim to wanting to go after a title shot versus the winner of Errol Spence and Danny Garcia, in part because he didn't get a rematch with Manny Pacquiao. And of course, my response to that was that rematch clauses are negotiated in the contracts. So in turn, Keith and his people didn't take care of business, or they didn't take care of Keith in the event that he lost his title to Manny Pacquiao, because Keith was the super champion with the WBA, and he was unified prior to that, prior to being stripped by the WBC. Which brings me to my question. I wonder what happened to Keith Thurman's WBC champion emeritus status, because no one talks about that anymore. The WBC doesn't talk about it. Keith Thurman doesn't talk about it. None of the WBC contenders, nor the WBC champion or champions since Keith Thurman was stripped, talk about that. So I wonder if when Keith took the title shot, defended his WBA title versus Manny Pacquiao, if it was a condition of the WBC that should he lose, he loses his champion emeritus status as well, or maybe once he took the fight, he lost that status if he didn't push and pursue his WBC title shot, which he was entitled to once he came back from his injuries and was healed and in a position where he felt like he was ready to contend for that title. Now, of course, Shawn Porter was the one who won the vacant title from Danny Garcia once Keith was stripped. Shawn won the vacant title from, he won it from Danny Garcia, then he defended it against Yordenis Ugas, and then he defended against Errol Spence Jr. So, with all of those things coming into play, I never did hear Keith Thurman making any noise about wanting to push for his title shot when Porter had the title, or once Spence won the title. It isn't until now, of course, that Spence has his Garcia fight lined up, we do hear Thurman saying he wants that title, he wants a shot at Spence in his titles, but he still doesn't reference that champion emeritus status that he was given by the WBC. So, I'm just curious to know what happened with that. I tried to look it up and see what I could find, but I didn't see anything that really called it out and said what happened. But if anyone knows, I'd be glad to, I really appreciate you dropping something in the comment section and enlighten me on that. Because the only other situation where I know of a WBC champion emeritus situation was Vitaly Klitschko. And when Vitaly came back from his nearly 4-year hiatus, he challenged the champion Samuel Peter straight away, so there wasn't any opportunities. There's really not much comparison, because he went right into a title shot where Keith Thurman had a couple shots, a couple fights, and then all of a sudden we no longer hear about his champion emeritus status. So, I'd appreciate any feedback on that. Y'all let me know what you think about it. D-Lo 404 Boxing, I'm out.